Hello everyone. I'm going to respond to the post that deals with the interview and the video for this week. One of the points in the prompt talks about acculturation and that it could possibly be that the level of acculturation is higher, and that's why this woman was able to be interviewed, by a male without other people present. I don't find that to necessarily be true. Sometimes expectations are different. People don't always know what they're allowed to do. So sometimes they're carried away by what they see as authority. We have to understand as providers that we have a level of authority sometimes over the people that we're providing for, meaning that when we say something or when we do something, it can be assumed that that is the option. They might not, whoever that we're dealing with might not understand that they have other options or that they can look elsewhere or ask for the things that they need. So the woman being interviewed by a male, that might not have been what those people actually wanted. It could just be what they expected that they could have. As far as making sure that the interviewer can be effective for the interview itself, by doing research and looking where the person is that you're interviewing, where they come from, what their history is, that can give you an idea of what kind of needs there might be. But again, that doesn't necessarily tell you that it is going to be there, that those needs are going to be there. That's why it's important to ask and be honest when you're asking, because you don't know those things until you find out what those answers are from that person. Being open and letting the person that you're speaking with know that you want to provide for them, and speaking with them respectfully, letting them know that they have options and dealing with their expectations goes a long way in helping to build that trust. I think that we, or whoever's interviewing, doesn't necessarily have to know the laws. It's just important to know when someone says, yes, this is the way that things are, this is what is expected of me, we find out why. People don't always tell the truth. There's always a different side. And sometimes we just have to look beyond what we're saying and look beyond what they're saying and accept what they're saying as their belief and move on from there. If they're saying this is the way that things are, maybe that is the way that things are. So how do we go from there and still give them what they need? If they need a person with them, if they don't feel comfortable, what can we do to make that happen, to help them out? Finding out what kind of resources before we go in so that we have some information for them, and then following up on it is very important. Social expectations, if we know that a certain area has certain expectations, do those people that we're interviewing, that person that we're interviewing, do they have those expectations for themselves? How do they feel about those expectations? Because what I need and what I want is not necessarily what the person wants or needs next to me. And even if those expectations are there as far as society goes, that doesn't mean that we have to follow them. So we just have to be careful when we look at all those clues, we put together what that person wants and that person needs. And that is pretty much all I've got.